Hello to all of you from around the world. I want to thank you for joining us for another edition of Soulivity Today. We're broadcasting live from our studio right here in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., and on KMET 1490 AM radio in Southern California. My name is Brian Westley Johnson, and whether you're at home, driving, or at work, we're always glad you're here with us. We have such a very special show for you today and a couple of very special guests coming up in just a second. But first, I need to welcome my co-host for today, Dr. Chanel DeGuzman, Executive Leadership Coach, author, and Soulivity Senior Contributor. Hey, Chanel, how are you?
Good morning, Brian. How are you?
I am so great. I'm so excited about today because we've got so much to talk about. And so I'm just ecstatic.
Raring to go. No, it's an exciting time, and it's good to see you, and I'm excited for our guest.
Yeah, absolutely. For those of you that don't know, April 11th is World Parkinson Day, and April is Parkinson's Awareness Month. Parkinson's disease affects nearly 1 million people in the United States, where more than 900,000 people are newly diagnosed each year. And joining us today are John Lehr, who's the president and CEO of Parkinson's Foundation, and Cindy Finestone, a person living with Parkinson's disease. Welcome, John and Cindy. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you great, Brian. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Oh, no, it is my pleasure. It is my pleasure. John, why don't we start with this? Why is it important to understand the challenges facing people with Parkinson's disease and their caregivers?
Yeah, great. Well, Brian, as you said at the top, there are currently 1 million Americans who are living with Parkinson's disease, and 90,000 individuals are newly diagnosed each year. Parkinson's is primarily a disease of aging. So as our population ages, more and more people are going to be living with Parkinson's or have a loved one who's living with Parkinson's. And there's no one way to diagnose Parkinson's, or PD as we call it. So it's sometimes hard to tell if a loved one has a disease, and no two people have the same experience with Parkinson's. So every April during Parkinson's Awareness Month and World Parkinson's Day, the Parkinson's Foundation engages the PD community near and far to raise awareness about the disease and the Parkinson's Foundation's resources.
Wow. Amazing. I mean, important work you guys are doing. I know, Chanel, you had a question for Cindy, I think, or John.
Yeah, just can you tell us a little bit about some of the current initiatives that you all are undertaking, and maybe talk about some of the challenges that you might be facing?
Sure. So thank you for that question. So we at the Parkinson's Foundation, we are a national organization, in fact, an international organization, because we support research and care centers all over the world. We have 3 mission pillars: research, care, and education. In education, we want to be the trusted and go-to source for all things Parkinson's and have many resources available to people living with the disease. In care, what we're really trying to do is raise the standard of care. We did a study a couple of years ago that showed that there's a lot of variability in care. Some people are being seen by physicians who are Parkinson's experts. Some people are seen, by primary care physicians who may or may not have as much experience in treating Parkinson's. So one of the things we're trying to do is even out that variability. And then, of course, there is no cure for Parkinson's, and there are many unknown questions about Parkinson's. So we're doing 3 things there. One, we're investing in young investigators to help us understand Parkinson's better. And we've learned a lot over the last couple of years. Number 2 is we know that there's a genetic component to this disease. So we have a huge initiative, really truly going global, to test people for, to see whether they have one of 7 mutations, genetic mutations for Parkinson's. And there are drugs out there that may benefit people with those genetic mutations. And then lastly, we're investing in new drugs. I mean, we have the same drug. Most people are being treated with the same drug that was developed 60 years ago. So we need new and better drugs for people with Parkinson's.
Wow, thank you for
Great.
that, John. You know, now, Cindy, I know for you, you have a front row seat to everything that John's kind of talking about in terms of Parkinson's because you're living with Parkinson's every day. What are some
Yes.
of the challenges that you
Yes.
face?
Well, you know, interestingly enough, no two people exhibit their Parkinson's symptoms the same. So one person might have problems with their gait, one person might have tremor issues. There's just a whole variety of things. And since my diagnosis 10 years ago, I've learned that the first step to this disease is to learn as much as you can about Parkinson's and its progression. And that's where the Parkinson's Foundation has come in for me. They're a great
Mm,
resource for knowledge and help with getting care, just so many things. But the struggle with me was that I wasn't able, and I'm not able to do as much as I could 10 years ago. I used to be the person that
mm.
was rushing around from activity to activity, trying to get everything done in one day, and I just can't do that anymore. But even though things have changed, I have learned that there is still possible to have a good to great quality of life by managing my symptoms through healthy life choices and medications. And for me, exercise is number one. That has been my lifestyle choice, and I feel best after my workout. And the research has shown that exercise slows down the progression of Parkinson's, and it helps to maintain not only normal balance, but your mobility and all your activities of daily living. So exercise can be anything that someone likes. The idea is to just keep moving.
I
Oh, that's
love that.
great. That's
I
great.
love that. Chanel, I know you had another question.
Yeah, Cindy, thank you so much for sharing, your front row view, of your journey. Can you talk about how your caregivers or how your people that live around you in your space, how they've also adjusted as you were diagnosed and throughout your journey?
Yes, I would say that I have a very good network of not only family but friends. All the exercise classes that I go to, they're fellow Parkinson's. Many of them have fellow Parkinson's people, so to speak, in the classes with me. And so my network has grown from just myself, basically just doing things on my own in the beginning because it was all new to me and trying to learn as much about it. But then it grew to a whole network of people between my physicians, my friends, my family. Everybody is very supportive and helps me on my journey. So
That's great.
Uh, I'm glad that you said that, Cindy, because it takes a tribe, right? You have to have this tribe of people that are coming together to support each other. And so it's beautiful that you have that and that the Parkinson's Foundation is part of this larger tribe for you. John, while we have time, where can people find out more information about the Parkinson's Foundation and how they can support?
Yeah, thank you for that. So we have a wonderful website that has all sorts of resources and information. Our website is parkinson.org. That's parkinson.org. And we also have a toll-free helpline that's open during normal business hours in the United States. And that's 1-800-4PD-INFO. That's 800-4PD-INFO. If you call our helpline, you're going to be pleased to talk to somebody who's an expert in Parkinson's care, who understands the resources available in your community and can help direct you to those resources. So parkinson.org and 800-4PD-INFO.
Oh wow. Well, I know you guys are making rounds today, and we really appreciate that you were on Soulivity today. We're going to let everybody know about all the wonderful work you're doing, and Cindy, how you are being an inspiration to a lot of people that need that motivation. So thank you both for being here. John Lehr, President and CEO of the Parkinson's Foundation, and Cindy Finestone. Thank you so much.
Thank
thank
you.
Thank you,
you.
Brian. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. Listen, everybody, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back with Soulivity today, we're going to be talking about something really important to business professionals and business entrepreneurs, and that is attitude. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back in a couple of minutes.
Do you see me kneeling on this dual roller called Parasetter? It's actually comfortable because of this channel and the softness of the special foam. It feels like my kneecaps are being massaged. When I lie down, my spine is housed in this channel, while the convex rollers massage my muscles. They let go and lengthen. There's a traction effect from my head on the headrest and my mid-back from the rib wrap, which hugs me. When I start the breathing sequence, I feel calm because my cortisol levels are dropping. Lower cortisol means bye-bye constant hunger. Parasetter is 40 inches long and much more comfortable than old-style rollers, but it weighs only 10 ounces. Parasetter, just like Pilates was, is no longer an insider secret. Do yourself a favor. Reset your parasympathetic nervous system. Defeat stress. Lying, sitting, kneeling, or standing. This unique patented roller helps everyone.
Join us every weekday at 8 a.m. for Soulivity Today.
Whether you're just starting your day or on the road,
Soulivity Today will make your days better.
We will empower you with authentic conversation about the latest news and trending topics. Plus, you won't want to miss our interviews with industry experts.
so sit back, relax, and get ready for a whole lot of fun.
Soulivity Today, weekdays at 8 a.m. only on KMET 1490 AM radio and ABC News affiliate. Hey there, we're back here with more on Soulivity Today, and back with us is Dr. Chanel DeGuzman, author and executive leadership coach. You know, Chanel, I know in your coaching sessions, probably some of the things that you tell them, I mean, you know, of course, there's like process stuff and, you know, like, you know, probably resource management and kind of other things. But I was reading this one article and I wanted to get your take on it. And that is, they said that one of the most important attributes that every business owner and professional should cultivate is attitude. Do you agree with that? Yeah, I thought so.
Absolutely. There is such a thing as an entrepreneurial attitude, and you acquire it, but it's really good to know and hone it before you actually step into your entrepreneurial pursuit. So
Right,
I did the
right.
latter. I didn't necessarily have the entrepreneurial pursuit or attitude, but I certainly do now. So,
Yeah. And I know we're talking, I just want to make sure that, you know, this is really important for entrepreneurs, but it's also just important for business people as a whole, or managers, or whatever position you're in. Because I think the ones that we're going to go through will be helpful, so that if you're ready to make that leap, right, Chanel, you'll be able to make the leap and already have these particular skills intact, right? Or that you're honing them, you know, you already have them and you're growing them. So let's talk about these first two. There's these top 5. And the first 2 that are there are, let's see here, integrity. They say entrepreneurs must be able to show others that they are truthful and honest, regardless of the type of business they hope to establish. Colleagues, vendors, customers, and investors must trust them. There's no way around this. Entrepreneurs must be trusted and trust must be earned. Pretty important.
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's for me, it goes without saying, to make sure that you do what you say you're going to do and you deliver on the expectations that you all agree upon. So we call it like a service delivery plan. So if we're engaged and we agree upon the expectations, then I'm trying to over deliver in some cases, but definitely agreeing to keep myself accountable to what I said I was going to do, not only with the customer, Brian, but with myself. So all of this, and especially in a coaching, all of this starts with me. I have to keep my integrity to myself. So if I say that I'm going to prospect 5 people a day, then no matter what, I need to keep my word and keep my integrity to myself. Because
Right.
when you have integrity with yourself, it's easy to maintain that integrity with your prospects or your customers. So super, super important. And your reputation precedes you and it follows
Mhm.
you. And so
Absolutely.
you coming into this space, being a trustworthy person, but then you being able to deliver so that you maintain and even strengthen your reputation boils down to that integrity, which is just, like I
Mm,
said, almost goes without saying.
absolutely. And my guess too is that being a person of integrity, that builds relationships, strong relationships with other people that are willing to say, oh no, you need to work with this person, or you need to work with Chanel or this person or that person. And that, these people, you become friends of friends of friends of friends. And so, yeah,
Absolutely.
thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Thank you for
And
that.
that's how you grow your business is
Yeah,
through
right.
referrals. And that's just boils down to that trust and the integrity that you hold again for yourself, but also for the people that you sign contracts with. Because if they feel like they can trust you, they have no problem in referring you on to people that they would like to see benefit from your services. So
Excellent.
it
Excellent.
definitely travels with you.
Now, this next one is one that I think both of you and you and I have sometimes a little bit too much because we don't rest, and that is strong work ethic. It's not easy to start from the ground up and become a successful business owner. Many hours of hard work, frustration, creativity, and supervision are poured into a new venture. If you're not willing to give up and work hard, get up and work hard every day, probably 7 days a week, then how can you expect success? No successful business is created quickly, easily, or without strife. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, it's actually it's 8 days a week, 24 hours a day. That is entrepreneurial life. And
Right.
please don't make any mistakes about it. You have to already know going in the commitment that is required. And
Right.
because you're essentially your own boss, you do get to come in. So, right, I'm working from home this morning for the show, but I'll eventually go into my office. So there's a great deal of flexibility, but the bottom line is that it is a nonstop. And so
Absolutely.
typically on a Friday night, typically on a Saturday, typically on a Sunday. I mean, I did take off Easter weekend. I took off the
Hmm.
Saturday and Sunday, but no, it's around the clock. And now, granted, I'm still early in my business, Brian. So as you scale and you have employees and you have, a COO, for example, you have a secondhand person, then maybe you can ease up. But in the beginning, I mean, you're pounding the pavement, you're getting clients, you're implementing the
Yeah.
plan, you're following
Yeah.
up, you're getting those referrals, then creating new business. So you're keeping your pipeline completely full as best you can. And then you
Right.
have to deliver on your service. So it is a
Right.
nonstop cycle in the beginning, and you have to have that strong urgency to put in that time.
I think this is probably one of the most misunderstood things about being an entrepreneur, that I think a lot of times people will, they've worked hard, they've run like projects and programs for their job. They're still a W-2 employee. And yes, a lot of those skills translate into being an entrepreneur, like from a technical work acumen kind of standpoint. But don't get it twisted. Being an entrepreneur and having your own and working on your own is completely different than working for someone else, right? There is no safety net, right? You're working without a net. So what you catch is what what you catch and kill is what
That's
you
what you
eat.
get to eat. And if you don't catch them, you don't kill, you don't eat. So the hunt, Brian, is real. It's an everyday
Yeah.
hunt for business. And you cannot let your foot off the gas pedal.
Yeah.
Like while you're
You,
fulfilling orders, you still have to be simultaneously prospecting to get new clients. So yes, definitely nonstop. And the other thing you said about the catch-all, I mean, yeah, it's on you.
right.
Everything falls on you. And you also have to build your structure into your day, into your process,
Yeah.
because nobody is over your shoulder. It is you. It's all on you.
And I think the companion thing to this, the strong work ethic, that wasn't stated in here is, yes, you have to work hard. There's going to be long hours. There's going to be all this, but you also have to create at least some sort of balance where you're able to rejuvenate yourself from the work ethic part, right? So yeah, you work hard, you land some deals, you have this prosperity coming in. Take a moment to enjoy the prosperity, right? Take a moment, just a moment. Nothing that's gonna like derail your business, but just something that you can kind of like take a day off and go to the movies or a spa or something. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, because if you don't smell those flowers and those roses, it just can be, you can literally sabotage yourself from future
Absolutely.
success.
Absolutely. Brian, you and I were talking before we went on air about my
Yeah.
workout and about your workout. I mean, it
Yeah.
has to be an integral part of your entrepreneurial journey, because your health is your wealth.
Yeah.
And you have to be just as, determined and diligent and consistent with some kind of physical activity, because the exertion is what's going to keep that charge off of you so that
Mhm.
you can keep your mind clear and be
Mhm.
thinking about that next innovative idea and to
Absolutely.
push through. So that stamina also helps you to push through in business. So your physical stamina is what allows you to work those long hours and work 8 hours or, 24 hours
Absolutely.
a day, 8 days a week. And so I definitely personally, as I was explaining, I try to do CrossFit 3 to 4 times a week, which is strength training and, cardio, and
Putting us
just,
all to shame.
yeah, just to really put the pin in it, doing 250 walk-ups on a box,
Woo!
250. I mean, I'm like, I'm doing it, and I'm not going to stop, because I know it's so important to my success in my business is to stay fit and healthy
Yeah.
and active. And so I encourage everybody, walk, swim, dance, bowl, whatever it is, but build some type of physical exertion into your regimen for entrepreneurship. We're talking about attitude. So you got to have a
Yeah,
healthy attitude.
that's right. That's right. What's that? Patti LaBelle, a new attitude. That's what this is all about
Mhm.
here. Oh man. So
Absolutely.
listen, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna let all that kind of sink in with all of you out there. But when we come back, we've got 2 more attitudes that we think that you need to know about if you are a business professional or entrepreneur. So we'll be right back in a couple of minutes. Hi there, this is Brian with Soulivity.com. I want to share some exciting news about our new Aspire Academy by Soulivity. Now, you probably want to know what the Aspire Academy by Soulivity is. Well, it exclusively connects you with people around the globe and who share the intense desire to improve themselves and create a better life for themselves today. There's classes, there's workshops, there's live events, and even more exclusively just for you. You see, I wanted you to have a safe space where you could grow, you can learn, and it would empower you in all aspects of your life, including your mind, your body, and your soul. So how do you get started? Well, it is so easy. First of all, the best part, joining Aspire Academy is absolutely free. Just click on the Join Now button, sign up, and begin your journey. As a special part of this invitation to you, there are some free courses that are available for you to try from our amazing roster of coaches and collaborators. It's our way of saying thank you for all of your support and being with us along our journey of expansion. I hope you enjoyed the Aspire Academy by Soulivity today. Start the process. Learn more about your passion, your purpose, and how to live a higher quality life. Hey, we're back here with more on Soulivity today, and back with us is Dr. Chanel DeGuzman, Executive Leadership Coach. We're talking about the 5 most important attitudes every business owner and professional should cultivate. I almost want to have that Patti LaBelle song playing, you know, I got a new attitude. Why don't we get to the next 2, which is all about the first of number 3 is flexibility. Entrepreneurs experience setbacks. There are hurdles to overcome on any journey. Not everyone handles change or disappointment well. However, entrepreneurs must possess flexible mindsets so that they can alter a course that seems to be headed toward failure. Got to be able to turn that ship, right? See the rocks ahead, turn it, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, what has been your experience with this, Chanel?
Well, as far as flexibility, it's almost a part of the game. I mean, so for example, I could be invited to participate in what we call a request for proposal, an RFP. So I have quote unquote an end. You know, somebody has opened the door for me, and so I'm putting in the time. I'm, formulating our team. We're making suggestions, recommendations, we're doing our research. And then let's say you don't end up getting it. Well, you spend a lot of time front loading that. And at the end of the day, essentially, you don't have what you said, the prosperity to show for it, other than the experience of going through something like that. So you have to be able to maintain flexibility and know this was one step, and now I have to go after another RFP, or I have to have a better relationship with the person who invited me and find out what they're really looking for. And then be able to go back and say, well, okay, it didn't work out. Tell me what I can do to do better for the next time. So the flexibility allows you to stay on track and keep moving and not get stuck in any, disappointment, any kind of setback. It allows you to keep your tenacity to keep moving forward and keep pursuing what you said was important to you. Because in this entrepreneurial journey, it can be unpredictable. You think you have a deal, and then the deal falls through. So basically, what is your backup? So your flexibility and also keeping your attitude, up and positive, because it will affect you going into your next sales call. So having that flexibility throughout is it's part of the game, essentially. And you have to be adaptable.
I'm glad you said that, because, I look at flexibility and being adaptable, seizing opportunities for growth. I think all these things are like combined into this particular attitude piece, because I've known of times at which I'm talking to a client or a customer, and I may have in my mind what this relationship's going to look like, right? Based upon like preliminary information that the customer has given me. But then as I talk with them, the deal shifts and changes and can even expand, right, into something even more beautiful that I didn't know about. And so here's another part of this where it's like, well, yeah, I didn't think it was going to be this way, but wow, this is even better. And maybe this is an opportunity for growth. Like, I'm going to have to expand outside of my comfort zone, even though it's still within my acumen, right? My capabilities. I got to
Mhm.
expand out a little bit more, right?
Yeah,
So I'm glad you
I think,
said that.
yeah, I was going to say, Brian, based on that, I think the one fun thing or the, also being flexible. Yeah, you're flexible for new opportunities that land in your lap. So you can be doing what you're supposed to do on a consistent basis, and then you get a call that says, "Hey, we've got this opportunity for you to come in and do some training that you weren't even
Right,
expecting," or you've got a
right,
partner who just landed an RFP and now they need help. So you come in as a
right,
subcontractor. So
right,
sometimes the opportunities definitely open up, but it's because you've been pounding the pavement all along and you're
right,
creating these behind the scenes. So that
right,
flexibility of being able to pivot and handle opportunities that are unexpected is part of it too. And that's the fun part, thank goodness.
right. Right, exactly right. It's fun. I mean, you should be having fun, right? As you're doing this, is it going to be all fun? Not sometimes. It's not going to be fun. But when it is fun, just enjoy the ride. I mean, enjoy it. Um, Here's another piece
Absolutely.
that goes along with this, right? This is number two, bravery. Entrepreneurs,
Mm,
like everyone else, feel fear. They are fearful that they won't succeed or fearful a well conceived idea cannot be executed. They do not, however, let these fears of failure define them. They are brave. They learn from failure. They utilize their fear of falling to push themselves to work harder and to strive to correct the mistakes that may have caused them to fail. Again, growth opportunities. I want to get your take on this, Chanel. I'm reminded something that my father used to tell me all the time, and it sticks with me to this day. He was saying, make mountains stepping stones, seize victory from defeat, right? That there's always an opportunity for growth in failure, in even in fear, like you're overcoming. That's being courageous, right? The ability to overcome fear. I know you've experienced this too.
yeah, absolutely. So honestly, I'll tell you when I most experience being brave is when my colleagues who are still in, W-2 status will say, "Wow, we can't believe you stepped out and you're on your own," or "Wow, how did you do that?" And then I
Right.
realize, wow, not everybody is taking that leap. Not everybody is stepping out and taking on this bravery.
Yeah.
I am fortunate that I've been able to do it, but it's been reinforced, Brian, from other people who are already doing it. And so when I stepped out into entrepreneurial space, I immediately surrounded myself with other entrepreneurs. So, for example, I belong to the National Association of Women Business Owners. So
All
I
right.
was able to rub shoulders with other successful business owners who empowered me and maybe
Hmm.
talk through some of my initial fears or my initial challenges, or just having other people who had skill sets different than mine. So when you become an entrepreneur from day one, you automatically become a professional salesperson. So with that, if
Yeah.
you do not have sales skills, you better run to the quickest sales training organization. And I will put a plug in for Sandler, Jerry Weinberg Sandler Training Association here in Southfield, Michigan. That is where I went to find the reinforcement so that I was skilled in going out and prospecting and making, sales and being successful. It wasn't because I knew that immediately when I started. And so part of being brave is also understanding what your limitations are, what your deficiencies
Hmm.
are, putting that
Hmm.
ego aside.
Hmm.
And if you're going to step out and be brave, make sure that you surround yourself with the skill sets and also the people who are doing this successfully and have done this for a while, because they're more than willing to throw you, a lifeline to help you in your entrepreneurial pursuit. But being brave, yeah, that's a prerequisite. And you
I
do get
love it.
stronger, Ryan, obviously,
Yeah.
each and every order, each and every sale. And also, like you said, each and every defeat as well, that just makes you stronger in
Stronger.
your resilience and your persistency.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh man, this is so good. I'm so glad we're talking about this stuff with you today. Because I think, your experience as a business owner, but also as a person who's coaching other people is so, I mean, you're giving them firsthand experience. You're like, listen, I'm practicing what I'm preaching, right?
Absolutely.
And so thank you for that. Listen, we're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, we'll have the number one attitude every business owner and business professional should have in their respective careers. We'll be right back.
Hi there, Sheila Applegate here with some exciting news. I've joined the incredible Soulivity team as the host of the new Consciously Awesome live show, where I will be sharing insights to help you discover your full brilliance and claim the vibrant life you deserve. So tune in every Wednesday right here on Soulivity TV to join the fun, and remember to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an awesome week, and I will see you on Wednesday.
Have you ever asked the question, if I was to be anything, what would I be? Regardless of money, regardless of status, beyond popularity and fame, living your passion, feeling your life has purpose. Soulivity is a space to nurture that which lives in all of us, a place where work can become play, and doing what we love creates the dreams of a lifetime.
Hey, we're back here with more on Soulivity today, and back with us again is Dr. Chanel DeGuzman, executive leadership coach, and all around my business guru when it comes to all of this stuff, like what kind of attitudes are you supposed to have and that kind of thing. Because we're talking today about 5 important attitudes. Just to kind of recap the first 4. Number 5 is integrity. Number 4 is strong work ethic. Number 3 is flexibility. Number 2 is bravery. And Chanel, can you guess what the number 1 is?
I can. It's actually passion. It is.
Yeah, girl. We're on Soulivity. Of course, it's going to be passion.
Of course.
And this article says entrepreneurs should be passionate about their ideas, goals, and of course, their companies. This passion is what drives them to do what they do. And whatever drives an individual to succeed is where his or her passion lies, and that passion is integral to an entrepreneurial life. When things are not going as well as you want, guess what's going to get you up and moving? Passion, right? Because I know there's some days it's raining outside and you got this meeting, maybe you didn't sleep well, but you got to go to that meeting. Right?
Or Brian, it could be a networking opportunity and you're in a room with people, a new association you don't know, and you're like, you got to go on, you got to dig down. So that passion becomes the fuel, especially when you're in unfamiliar environments or things that you may not want to do. You definitely have to reconnect to the passion. That is an absolute must.
Right.
And I would also just go on to say, when you're even thinking about entrepreneurship, that is what you really need to sit down and reflect and focus on is what's most important to you? What problem do you think your product or service is going to solve in the marketplace that may not be there already or that you can improve upon? And what is it that your heart, quote unquote, bleeds for? You know, for me, it's making sure that other women become empowered to go on to do and live the lives that they were destined to live.
Right.
So you've got to
Right.
have something deep down that drives you, that makes you want to step out and figure out your own path, be your
Right.
own boss to really be successful. And so
Right.
definitely it's the fuel that's going to propel you from when you're starting, when you get stuck, when things are going well, and when things are not going well, to keep moving.
Right. You know, this is why, you know, we talk about this, you know, this is one side of the coin is passion, and then the other side of the coin is purpose, where you're using your passion for something to serve. When those two are together, when you're doing something that you're really passionate about, and you're also affecting others in a way where there's positive outcomes for them, you're going to get up. You're going to get up and you're going to do what you need to do, because you know that not only are you're fulfilling your own destiny and birthright, but you're also affecting other people at the same time, right? That you never know what a person may be going through, right? And that maybe what you're offering the world and to that person could change their life forever. You know,
Absolutely.
I and you're
In
doing
my
that every day,
coaching,
Chanel.
Brian, yeah, I was going to say in my coaching, so yes, I have that initial passion, and which is partly why I started the business. But when I'm coaching the women and,
Yeah.
you know, they trust me and they open up and we're able to get to the root cause of whatever is holding them back or
Wow.
whatever has been weighting them down, it is such a reinforcing feeling that, wow, I just literally help this person have a breakthrough that's going to change the trajectory of their lives. And
Mhm.
so it gives you that reinforcement that, yes, you are on purpose. You are doing the thing that you know to do, that you've been equipped to do based on your life experiences or based on your skills and knowledge and your passion, that really can have dramatic effects. And
Mhm.
so I am just super grateful, and it's reinforcing every time. Essentially, I talk to a client when we have a milestone or a breakthrough. So making sure that you've got those reinforcements to continue to fuel the passion. Because let's face it, like you said, sometimes it's like
It's hard.
it can get it, there can be a lull, right? And
Right.
so re-energizing your passion and recommitting to your purpose,
Right.
uh, you know, just becomes important as you move along in your entrepreneurial pursuits.
Right. 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 This has been wonderful. I'm glad we went through these today, you know,
Yeah,
because
absolutely. You know what, Brian?
yeah.
No, I was just going to add, when you get passionate, then other people also get passionate. So like when
Yeah.
you have a platform,
It's
right? And you're
contagious,
passionate,
right?
that passion, it's contagious. It attracts other people. So other people will want to join not only your tribe for your service or your product, but then to help you expand your product or service so that other people can benefit. So we call these people ambassadors, and it starts from your
Oh, I love
passion
that.
and from your energy, because as Sheila would tell us and remind us, energy attracts and it is contagious. And that is how we create whole movements, right? From your initial passion, from your initial purpose. It also just happens to be that you've made a business out of it, you're prospering from it, but you're also having tremendous impact and influence from your initial passion and purpose.
Oh, I love it. 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 See, this is why I love having these conversations with you, right? Because um, we bring it back to center, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The money is really, 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 really important. And that it's a the flow of money in and out your business is an indicator of certain things. And there's a very personal, spiritual dynamic to everything that you're doing here, right? And it's about you evolving, because when you become an entrepreneur, you're going to evolve. You're going to get in touch with things within you that you never knew were there, right? Because again, you're digging deeper. So thank you. Listen, we're going to let this sink in with all our listeners and watchers out there. But when we come back, we'll have more of Soulivity Today in just a second.
Would you like to be one of the first people to experience mental freedom? Mental freedom is a coaching practice with 6 core principles: improving hope, self-efficacy, optimism, resilience, and general well-being. Mental freedom only takes 6 sessions. It is designed to give you the tools you need to help yourself. It can help with any situation: relationship problems, past trauma, career decisions, parenting challenges, addiction, and mental health concerns. Incorporating the mental freedom framework into your life will deliver an approach to master any situation and a pathway toward achieving inner peace. Mental freedom provides the information and tools that you need to grow and be bigger than anything that ever happens to you. So if you're looking for one-on-one or a group coaching program that will allow you to address any situation that comes up in your life with practical tools to give you more peace and joy, then join the Mental Freedom Program in Soulivity's Aspire Academy. There are very limited spots available, so don't delay. I hope to see you there.
Join us every weekday at 8 a.m. for Soulivity Today.
Whether you're just starting your day or on the road,
Soulivity Today will make your days better.
We will empower you with authentic conversation about the latest news and trending topics. Plus, you won't want to miss our interviews with industry experts.
so sit back, relax, and get ready for a whole lot of fun.
Soulivity Today, weekdays at 8 a.m. only on KMET 1490 AM radio and ABC News affiliate. Hey, we're back here with more of on Soulivity Today, and back with me is Dr. Chanel DeGuzman. Chanel, all of this stuff comes home when they see someone like you for coaching, right? It all like the terminology. I mean, I think a lot of times we can intellectualize this stuff and oh yeah, I got it. And then when it comes to actually practicing what you've been taught, it gets hard. And so as business owners, as business professionals, as consultants, I think it's important for us to get the support that we need when we need it, and to reach out to people like you. And, I know, we've been talking about this one-on-one coaching that you provide, that's complimentary. There's some complimentary ones that you have in the beginning, and that, listen, if you want to go deeper, then hey, listen, you got to compensate. But tell us about the importance of these specific coaching sessions to your clients, and how it can be transformative for them.
Well, I'm so excited to be in the position to be a coach, especially to women who have goals, they have dreams, they have bigger purposes, but they've allowed the trepidation, they've allowed that fear that we talked about earlier to stymie their progression, to prevent them from going out and seizing what they know is on the inside. And they keep that stuff down while they're fulfilling other people's agendas. And that's the kicker that eventually gets them to say, you know what, I need help. And so I'm happy to sit and talk with you and chat with you and figure out what are your values, what is your bigger purpose, what is your bigger mission, and let's figure out what those barriers are to get those out of the way, develop your plan, and start to achieve success so that you can have greater impact and influence in whatever the purpose that you have that's fueled by your passion. I'm happy to help you to get started on that.
I love it. I love it. And listen, I highly implore specifically women who want and need some help. Take advantage of this, right? You can call Chanel from anywhere on the planet. Her number is 1-313-410-9909. That's 1-313-410-9909. We never do it alone. We never do this stuff alone. There's always a tribe, even if it's a small tribe. There's always a tribe that comes together to support each other. And so don't think that you have to do this alone. You know, ladies out there, don't think that
Brian,
you have to do it alone. Yeah.
Absolutely. And every coach has a coach.
Right. Exactly.
One quick thing. Yeah. If you're in Southfield area, I'm speaking today at the Southfield Library on women who thrive.
Yeah.
Got a full room, over 150 people that'll be attending. So if you're in the area at Southfield Public Library in Southfield, Michigan at 5:30 today, come by and join us.
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh man, I wish we could have that out everywhere, because that's important stuff right there.
Yeah. Thanks.
Chanel, thank you for being here with me, talking about this stuff today. I think we helped some people out, you know, who may need that support. So I always appreciate you. Listen, running out of time, just want to thank all of you for being here on Soulivity today. Remember to follow us on social media, specifically our YouTube channel at Soulivity Magazine on YouTube. You'll know every time that we go live, and you'll be able to watch and rewatch all of the Soulivity Today shows, as well as our other offerings like Steps to Happiness and Sheila's show, Consciously Awesome Living. I mean, there's a whole lot of programming there that's all built and designed for your inspiration, for your passion and purpose, and make your best life come alive. So listen, we are out of time, but this is Brian Westley Johnson saying thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.
This work is subject to copyright owned by Affinity Global LLC. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this is expressly prohibited unless Affinity Global LLC has explicitly granted its prior written